Welcome to God's Powerful Son, your GPS, with directions to eternity, using references from the Life Application Study Bible, NIV. Here's your host, David Brower, a true believer.
Thanks, Alan. This is David Brower, reminding you that you don't need to take notes on this podcast, as the complete transcript is in the Our Blog section at gps2eternity.com. In this edition of Your GPS to Eternity, we're going to share a most interesting story about Hosea. The book of Hosea was written in approximately 715 BC and records events starting from about 753 BC. Groomsmen stand at attention as the music swells and the bride begins her long walk down the aisle, arm in arm with her father. The smiling but nervous husband-to-be watches every step, his eyes brimming with love. Then happy tears are shed, vows are stated, and families are merged. A wedding is a joyous celebration of love. It is the holy mystery of two becoming one, of beginning a life together, and of commitment. Marriage is ordained by God and illustrates His relationship with His people. Thus, the violation of the sacred vows of marriage is a great tragedy. God told Hosea to marry a promiscuous woman and revealed to him ahead of time that she would be unfaithful to him. Although she would bear children, some of these offspring would likely be fathered by others. In obedience to God, Hosea married Gomer. His relationship with her, her adultery, and their children became living prophetic examples to Israel. The book of Hosea is a love story, real, tragic, and true. Transcending the tale of a young man and wife, it tells of God's love for His people and the response of His bride. A covenant had been made, and God had been faithful. His love was steadfast, and His commitment unbroken. But Israel, like Gomer, was adulterous and unfaithful, springing God's love and turning instead to false gods. Then, after warning of judgment, God reaffirmed His love and offered reconciliation. His love and mercy were overflowing, but justice would be served. This book begins with God's marriage instructions to Hosea. After Hosea and Gomer were married, Gomer bore children, and each was given a name signifying a divine message. See Hosea 1. Then, as predicted, Gomer left Hosea to pursue her lusts. See Hosea 2. But Hosea, whose name means salvation, found her, redeemed her, and brought her home again, fully reconciled. See Hosea 3. Images of God's love, judgment, grace, and mercy were woven into their relationship. Next, God outlined His case against the people of Israel. Their sins would ultimately cause their destruction and would arouse His anger, resulting in punishment. But even in the midst of Israel's immorality, God was merciful and offered hope, expressing His infinite love for His people and the fact that their repentance would bring about blessing. The book of Hosea dramatically portrays our God's constant and persistent love. As you read this book, watch the prophet submit himself willingly to his Lord's directions, grieve with him over the unfaithfulness of his wife and his people, and hear the clear warning of judgment. Then reaffirm your commitment to being God's person, faithful in your love, and true to your vows. We invite you to visit the Prayer Requests tab on our website and let us know how we can be praying for you. If you ever have any suggestions or comments regarding what we share with you each week, just click on the Contact Us tab, also at gps2eternity.com. Until next time, this is David Brower, asking you to remember that God's powerful Son is your GPS, providing you with directions to eternity.
You've been listening to God's Powerful Son, your GPS, with directions to eternity. Now you can find us using your voice command on Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant, Cortana, and Bixby. Just say GPS to eternity. New podcasts with transcripts are available every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time at GPS2eternity.com. Thank you for listening, and may God bless you and your family.